of what he may be eating. But he's here, and I'm sick and tired of it. When I walked in the hot tunnel, all I saw was red, 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 red. Y'all, that's perfect. It's not pretty, but it's done. Hey everybody, it's another week on the farm, and welcome to my weekly vlog. In this vlog, or in this video, I'm gonna just take you through the week on the farm and the garden. We have been battling with rain showers every day, all day, and so we are literally coming out in spurts. So the video may be a day here, 15 minutes there, and so that's why I say just welcome to our week on the farm. In this video, you're going to see us harvesting, you're going to see us planting more corn, you're going to see all the things. And so if you just like a good old gardening video, this is the place for you. For those that are new, welcome so much. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Welcome to A Gardener's Journey Homestead. My name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee, and on this channel I talk about gardening, homesteading, DIY, cooking from scratch, and food preservation. I have a series going on right now specifically about what do I do with all the food that I harvest. And you're going to see on this video, we about to harvest a lot of food. And so if you're also interested in how I take that food from the garden into the house and what I do with it, make sure that you check out my food preservation playlist, and make sure that you check out the video that I did a week or 2 weeks ago on the first set of the series. And there might be a second one by the time you see this video. But I hope that wherever you're tuning in from, your gardens are doing well. If you are new here, go ahead and say hello in the comments so I can say hello back to you. If you've been here before, thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all, let's jump into it. We're gonna actually start in the hot tunnel, because when I walked in the hot tunnel, all I saw was red, 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 red. Let's go pick us some tomatoes and everything else that's ready to be harvested. Y'all, there is a rabbit that has been in my outside garden. I've come down here and I've seen him 2 to 3 times. Now, for whatever reason, and I'm thankful for that, I'm not seeing any damage of what he may be eating. But he's here, and I'm sick and tired of it. If you got any ideas about what to do with the rabbit, let me know. Y'all, I came in and saw all of this red. Y'all, look at how big. That's 2 tomatoes. There's one behind another. Look everywhere, all the way down. It's just red, red, red. Blushing, blushing, blushing. Okay, we got the master harvester out here, my husband. This is what he lives for. So, do y'all see all this? So we're gonna get to harvesting. We're gonna first start with the tomatoes and get all the tomatoes that we can see. They are everywhere. You got red over there too? He got red on the other side. Y'all, we about to get them before any insects. All right, guys. How heavy is it, honey?
That feels like about maybe 10 pounds.
That's all?
Maybe 15 pounds.
Okay. All right. But the basket is pretty much all full.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys. So all of those that you just saw are from inside the hot tunnel. Those are the big slicing tomatoes. So we had 2 rows of that, and then we have 1 determinate slicing tomato in a raised bed that I've showed you before that's growing on that obelisk trellis. And so let me talk about the varieties that we picked today. These are 2 new varieties that I have never done before. And when I tell you they are prolific, they are prolific. So add them to your list. So Cherokee Carbon and Jolene, those are the majority of what we picked. They have been producing like gangbusters in the hot tunnel. So Cherokee Carbon is a mix between Cherokee Purple and the Carbon tomato. And so it is a hybrid, and it has produced so well. And mostly, I mean, they're pretty much perfect. Now, one thing to note, if you do grow the Cherokee Carbon, because I had to find this out last week, is that, let me grab one. Y'all, that's perfect. Do you see it? Perfect. So the Cherokee Carbon, remember, it's a blend of Cherokee Purple and Carbon. And so it's going to have like that smoky red color. And when it's fully ripe, it's still going to have the green shoulders. I had mine sitting in front of the window trying to let them ripen, and they were all red on the bottom, but it was still this green at the top. And I'm thinking, man, what is taking so long? So I actually looked it up, and the green shoulders are gonna stay. As long as the bottom is bright red like a traditional tomato, then it is ripe and ready to go. And so I actually lost a few tomatoes because they got overripe sitting in front of my window, and they got bad because I was waiting for the green, the top part, to turn red. So that's just a note if you're growing this variety this summer, or if you choose to grow it. But it'll ripen up in like 2 or 3 days. This will get, you know, more red, and then it'll just still have the green shoulders up at the top, but it's fully ripe, and it tastes great. It's a nice, smoky, sweet. I've never had the carbon tomato, but I've had Cherokee purple. So if you like Cherokee purple, you might want to try this because it has a similar taste, except not as quite as smoky as the Cherokee purple, but it's still like some smoky undertones. So that is a great one. The other one that I'm growing for the very first time is Jolene. And I've never grown it before. It was a recommendation that I saw on somebody's channel. I don't remember whose it was, but I decided to grow it. These two gonna be in my garden for sure. And let me show you the Jolene. Here's what the Jolene looks like. So it's like an orangey, yellowish tomato. Again, perfect, very, very disease resistant. It is a hybrid, and it has grown so well. They're just in clusters. It's firm. You just pick them off, and clusters and clusters and clusters. So good on the tomato harvest. My husband says about 10 pounds. I don't know. It looks like it's more than that, but it don't matter. We have been getting this for the last, I would say, 3 weeks. So this is the third week that we've had this many. So y'all, I am tomato rich for sure. I got tomatoes all in front of my window in the front of my house. And I have a section that's already turned ripe that I'll be processing and doing something with this week. And so that'll be in one of the upcoming preserving videos about what do I do with all my food. So now my husband is harvesting the peppers. I have some cherry tomatoes that need to be harvested. So while he's doing that, I'll grab the cherry tomatoes, and we'll see what we get. Okay, guys, whole basket of cherry tomatoes. There's probably, there's a few more left, but I'm not going to start a new basket, so they're going to have to just stay on there. Okay, so next we're going to do, let me show you the peppers he's gotten so far. Peppers are slow, but we still have some right there. Not an overabundance, but some bell peppers. I see another one that he missed. Oh, I see two. Let me go grab those, and then we'll get the cucumbers next. Okay, y'all, I'm in the outside garden now, and I found out where this rabbit that I've been seeing, what he's been eating. He's been eating my purple whole peas. So this is war. It's about to be on, full-on war, because that's the last thing you need to be touching is my purple whole peas. I did not have a good purple whole pea harvest last year. I love purple whole peas. And we're going to do something with that rabbit. I read that Irish Spring soap shavings may deter them. But y'all let me know in the comments what else could be an option. Let me show you what we've harvested so far. So out here, we got half a bucket of jalapenos. Here are all the slicing tomatoes that are out here. Absolutely beautiful. But there's way more disease out here and damaged tomatoes than in the high tunnel. And that makes sense because this is getting a ton of rain. So tomatoes are splitting. I don't have any blossom end rot, so that's a blessing. But they don't look as good. And it's just because I'm sure they're just soaking wet with the rain every single day. And so the high tunnel, again, has extra protection because it's covered. It doesn't get the rain. The tomatoes are thriving much better. We also got these cucumbers in the high tunnel, but I got a ton more out here that we need to get. But what I'm about to do first is get these purple hull peas that are ready, because they're not gonna have anything to snack on tonight. Nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing. So
One of the
let's get what's
most
ready.
frustrating things as a gardener is when animals eat your food. I don't know what tops that list. It is can be deflating, it can be disheartening, it can be discouraging. Listen, I feel your pain. This rabbit has just gone through the bottom rows of this purple hull peas and like nibbled on the ones on the very, very bottom. He didn't even eat the whole thing. He just nibbled on it. I'm like, if you're going to eat it, eat it. Why just do that all the way down? So the ones that were a little bit higher, I was able to get all of those. And we just go through and get everything that we can. And I'm going to try to be diligent and literally just come out here every day and harvest the ones that are ready, even if it's like 3 or 4. And that's not normally what I do. I normally wait, and usually my purple hull peas I harvest twice a week in the peak of the summer so that you can get a whole bunch, at one time. But I don't want them to have any. So if I see 4 ready, you better believe I'm going to get those 4. So I literally just go through and get all the purple hull peas that I can that look ready. We end up getting like a basket full. Now, the thing is, when it comes to animals, depending on where you live, everybody has different animals that they deal with. Some of you guys may be dealing with deer, you may be dealing with groundhogs. And so we definitely have a lot of deer on our property, but we have not had any damage from a food standpoint when it comes to deer. So this garden right here is fenced, and then my orchard is fenced. But I will tell you that the first 2 to 3 years that I garden, no, the first 2 years that I garden in this space, we did not have a fence whatsoever, and we did not have any issues. I firmly believe it was nothing but the protection and grace of God, because it was not protected whatsoever. Now, I do have dogs or whatever, but obviously the dogs are not down here in the middle of the night, 24/7. If they hear something, they'll definitely come and, scare things off. But I did not have any protection at all for the first 2 years. So now it is protected. And so we don't have any issues with deer getting our food. And I never had issues with the rabbits until literally last year was the first year that we saw rabbit or even signs of a rabbit. And we have seen tons of rabbits on the property this past year. It's like they got a whole family. Like they done brought their cousins, their aunts, their uncles. Like, hey, there is fertile land in Tennessee, but they need to go somewhere. Just get out of my garden. Just get out of my garden. So let me know if you have any tips. And I know that one thing that we need to do that we have not done is we need to put chicken wire at the bottom of our fence, because there's some gaps, and that's exactly where they're getting in. Again, putting the chicken wire on the list. It's on the list. It's been on the list. But if you've been here before, our list is long, and it's just my husband and I the majority of the time. And so it's just hard to keep up. And everything is a priority, but everything obviously doesn't get done because we have limited time. But I'm preaching to the choir. You guys are dealing with pests and animals. I know that you are. Listen, I see you, I feel you, and it can be so disheartening. But I'm talking to you from a place of disappointment and saying, be encouraged. Be encouraged. There is always another season. There is always another hole you can plant in. And there is always something to be grateful for. So I was able to get some purple hull peas. And I'm going to try to be diligent. And I'm praying that I get more of a harvest this year than I had last year. So we're going to both hang in there. We just going to hang in there, because what else we going to do? Buy from the store? That's always an option. But if we can grow it ourselves, we want to grow it ourselves. So we'll just.
Okay, guys, let me show you what I found. I actually have eggplant ready, which I did not know. The first eggplant we picked, these are absolutely beautiful. This is a new variety. It's called Thai ribbed eggplant. This one is big. I don't know if it's overripe or just perfect. I got to look up. They're not supposed to be huge, I don't think, but somewhere along, well, this is a different variety. This is Thanos, Thanos, and then this is tie ribbed. These two are. So I got to look them up to see if what the size is supposed to be. But I think they're supposed to be smaller than a traditional eggplant. But they're beautiful. Glad to add them to my basket. So we'll add that here. We were able to get this amount of purple hull peas that were ready, but I had harvested a big batch last week. I can't remember if I did that on camera or not, but we have one that's probably this size, completely full, already in the house. But I will be watching these purple hull peas like a hawk. I gotta find something because I don't need the rabbits eating that. And then we got a few green beans that's on top of the jalapenos, and then we have a few okra, like 4 or 5. And that's it. We had to throw a lot of them away because they were too big. Y'all, between the rain and travel, it's been hard for us to be consistent in the garden in terms of sunshine, and we're out here every single day. So either it's raining or like this past weekend we were out of town, so we missed a couple of days. But that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's never going to be picture perfect where you have sunshine every day and be home and able to do gardening every day. It just doesn't work that way. But so far we've gotten quite a bit of harvest. I gotta go run in the house and start cooking dinner. Hubby's gonna stay out here and finish up, so I'll let you know what the end result was. I think I know that we have more cucumbers out there to harvest, so he's gonna get those, and I think that's it. Is that it, honey?
So far?
Just the cucumbers?
Oh, we got cucumbers, yeah.
I mean, is that all that you gotta harvest?
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be it. I have rattlesnake beans hanging down, but I'm gonna let them stay for right now. I have some in the house drying as well, and I try to keep them separate from my purple hull pea so I know what's what. And yeah. Well, if he wants to get the rattlesnake beans, I'll let him get the rattlesnake beans because they look different enough. I know what's the difference. So, y'all, today was a good harvest day. And so I'll meet you back out here on camera the next time I'm in the garden. Hey, guys, it's another day in the garden. And I don't know if you can hear it. The thunder just started. It's the same story, different day. It's been pretty cloudy today. It's been pretty mild. It has not rained all day. It's at the end of the day, but I had a lot of work on the inside of the house to get done. So I'm not just now coming down here. I've been in the backyard. I've been pruning and I fertilized the backyard garden. So now the task at hand is to try to get this corn in the ground before the rain comes. So this right here is where our first succession of corn was. You guys saw that we harvested our corn. We harvested over 70 ears of corn. And out of that batch, we were able to get well over 10 cups of corn. And we were able to put some in the freezer. And so you guys, if you have not seen it, you'll see it on an upcoming video. I did it 2 different ways. But now we have another succession of corn. Let me show you what it looks like. We started this corn, you and I together, probably about a month ago. So this corn is about 4 or 5 weeks old. It's the same variety, peaches. And so you can see it's definitely ready to go in the ground. It's been in these little small containers, so it just needs more space to grow. Once I put it in the ground, it'll be just fine. But we're already a month ahead of the game. So peaches and cream takes about 80 days to grow. We're already a month in, so that gives us like 50 days left. And at the time of this video, I have like 90 something days left in my growing season before the first frost. So we should be able to get another harvest of corn in. Now, as the summer continues and it starts to get into like September, even though that's before the first frost, the temperatures will get cooler, the sun will not be out as long. And so you have to account for that they won't be in direct sun as much, but I still should have plenty of time to get this in the ground. Now, if I was just doing corn direct sowing as a seed, I would be right on the cusp, but I started these a month ago. That was in my June video when we talked about succession planting, is making sure that you're on top of it so that way you don't run the risk of being so up into the last minute, which is what I did last year. And my corn harvest the second harvest was not as good as the first one. So we're trying it again this year to see if we can get another harvest of corn. So we pulled all of this up, or my husband pulled it all up, and now it's empty. I'm going to try to do this as best as I can and get it in here before the rain comes. I'll let the rain water it in. And then I will have to come back out here and probably amend the soil and put some compost. I don't have time to do that today. I'm literally rushing. I'm going out of town in the next couple of days. And so I got a long to-do list of things to get done. And so I'm just going to get in the ground and we'll backtrack and feed it, fertilize it, and all the stuff.
Now, last year, I did a second succession of corn, but at this point, when it was time to plant, I did not have starts already started. So I actually started them, and so I was probably 2 or 3 weeks at least behind where I am now. And that corn did okay, but it did not nearly have enough time to pollinate and to get ready. So I was very intentional this year to make sure that I went ahead and had corn starts ready to go when it was time to put new corn in the ground. So I'm hoping I'm about 4 or 5 weeks, ahead with these plant starts versus putting direct seed in the ground. So I'm hoping that we have another good second harvest, which would be fantastic. Now, in a previous day, or actually I think last week, my husband came out here and cleared out this corn row. And again, we were again fighting rain again that day. So he was getting it up as fast as he could. So we did not come back through or have time to come back through and like clean it up and get every piece of debris and sweep it out and all that. So I am planting in not ideal conditions, meaning I prefer that it's like all swept out and that I would have had my amendments already in and compost and all that. But on this particular day, y'all, I don't. I'm literally just getting it in the ground. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to get it in the ground. Now, I know that corn is a heavy feeder. It needs lots of nitrogen. And so I will come back and make sure that it has what it needs. But at this point in time in the video, I am pressed for time. I'm up against the rain, which, spoiler alert, I was only out here for about 15 minutes and it started pouring. But I'm up against the rain, and then I'm also up against, going out of town. I'll be out of town for like 5 days. And so I don't want to wait another 7 days before this corn gets in the ground because it's already kind of outgrowing this 6-cell tray. And so if I can get it in the ground, and then come back and nourish it, nurture it, and give it all that it needs, it should be fine. So the lesson in that is that sometimes the conditions are not perfect, they are not ideal, and sometimes it's just getting it in the ground. That may look like, hey, it's about to rain in 15 minutes, and you run out to the back of the house or your garden and you throw some seeds in there right before it rains. It can look just like that. Your bed may not be perfect, it may not be completely weeded, but if you can like get you a spot and throw you some green bean seeds in there or some squash seeds right before the rain comes, I have done that many a time. And so don't let perfection or analysis paralysis keep you from doing the thing and the ultimate goal, which is to grow food.
Okay, guys, I got rained out. I made it maybe 10 minutes, and then the rain sprinkled, and I was like, shh, I got this. And then the rain said, oh, you think you bad? And it came down, and I had to mosey on to my car. So, and it only rained for like maybe 30, 45 minutes, and then it let up, and then it did it again, and just the whole cycle. So we're back at it again. This is why I'm calling it a weekly vlog, because really you're just seeing how my week goes. This is not all filmed in one day, one sitting at all. This is literally a week's worth of gardening stuff. This is how long it's taking me just to get some simple stuff done. So I'm down to the wire because at the time of this video, when I'm shooting it, I leave in the morning. And so I'm gonna try to get this corn in the ground. I'm glad that the corn that I planted is still here, which is great. Y'all, I could not find any compost up here. I think the compost is up at my house. My husband's gone. I can't lift it. So I have some worm casting. So that's what I've been filling in with the hole. After this, if we're good, we're going to fertilize. And then when I come back, we'll do all the things. But right now, we're just trying to get it in the ground. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, I got it done. Thank you, Jesus. It was only by the grace. You can see it right here. It's not pretty, but it's done. One more time. It's not pretty, but it's done. Y'all, I should learn how to garden in my 20s, not in my 40s. Mercy. I've been gardening this is my 6th year. I can tell the difference in my body in 6 years. When I first started gardening, maybe I was just excited. I could bend down, plant this stuff in the ground like nobody's business. Now, it takes something out of me. But that's okay. It is done. It is done. It is done. So I'm glad to be able to check that off my list. I planted, I would say, probably around 80. There's still some space where I could put some more, but I don't have any more, and I'm not going to do any more. Whatever is in here is what's in here. And we're going to pray over this second succession that we have another round of corn. The garden is still looking oh so lovely. Oh so lovely. And it's been a few days since we started this video and we harvested. I was out here yesterday. We were able to harvest just a few things, and then of course the rain caught us. So I'm gonna at least go through and see if there's any tomatoes to harvest before we go into the hot tunnel and get our fertilizer ready to fertilize. Because with all the rain, I wanna make sure that the tomatoes don't split. So let's see if we have any more tomatoes after a couple of days. Okay, we were able to get more tomatoes. That's pretty good, seeing as how we got a whole basket full the day before. Now we're gonna get in here. We'll get the tomatoes on the inside of the tunnel too, and then we're gonna fertilize.
I was so happy to be able to finally do this and check this off my list, because this area had not been fertilized in probably at least 3 weeks. And it's really important, of course, with the corn put in the ground, it needs to be fertilized. Now I'm using the fertilizer that I always use, Organic Rev Ultra, and then also there's some fish emulsion in here. Now when I get back in town, I will come back next week and I will specifically do the corn with a nitrogen liquid fertilizer to help with the corn growth. But I was able to get this done, and I was so happy because I normally fertilize every single week. So the fact that it hadn't been fertilized in 3 weeks, I was severely behind. But I'm hoping that when I get back in town, I'll be able to see the benefits of them being fertilized, them getting their rain, and them just continuing to be healthy throughout the summer.
Okay, guys, missions accomplished. We got it done. Here is the new basket of tomatoes. I harvested some that were in here, plus the ones out here. We got a whole another basket of good looking tomatoes. I have been in the kitchen all day preserving. It'll be in the next preserving video, the stuff that I did. And y'all, I did some today. Make sure you see the video. So if you didn't see the first video, I did a video that went out last week saying, what do I do with all the food that I grow once I bring it into the house? It was a preserving video, and I showed you several different things. And so now I'm doing like a series. I did part 2, and I'll just do this all summer. As I bring stuff in the house and preserve it, I will show you guys what I'm doing to give you some inspiration, ideas, and all the things. So I made something today. Y'all know when I say game changer, it's a game changer. So make sure that you stay tuned for that video. But y'all, I'm tired. When I get on that plane in the morning, your girl is gonna sit down, servant, soldier, sit down, okay? Oh my goodness. And I just realized I'm hungry too. Yeah, I haven't eaten much today. I have been so busy. Like literally from sun up to sundown. You know how it is before you go out of town. You're trying to get your to-do list done. Okay, I feel accomplished. So this was my week in the garden. We started this video literally, y'all, four days ago. It took us that long just to get the stuff that you saw because of all of the rain. So what's the message? We cannot control the weather, right? What we can do is only control what we can control. So when it's dry, if you have the time, you go out there and get some stuff done. If it's dry and you're at work and you can't get anything done, then you just can't get anything done. You have to make the best use of the time that you have and just try to be strategic. Now, is there more stuff out here to harvest? There is, but it's going to stay on the vine. I saw plenty of jalapeno peppers, but they will be okay on the vine. Not a problem. My husband will be here while I'm gone, so he can certainly harvest. I just want to get the stuff that I know was mission critical, like the tomatoes. I got the fertilizing done. My crops outside had not been fertilized in probably 3 to 4 weeks, which I fertilize every single week. But it's been a challenge with the weather and the rain. In the middle of the day, it's too hot. So it may be dry in the middle of the day, but it's too hot. So it's just been a vicious cycle. So I'm glad I was able to check that off my list. We were able to harvest. We were able to get our second succession of corn in the ground. What you didn't see on video, also, my husband, for me today, he took the onions that we had cut in here. He took them to the root cellar. And what else? I'll have to show you that in an upcoming video. The root cellar, we still have more onions in there to cut, and garlic and all that stuff, and potato. Like, we got all the things, but it's gonna have to wait. It's not gonna be on today's agenda, and that's just the way it goes. But thank you guys so much for joining me this week in the garden. Let me know how your gardens are doing. Let me know if you're having success, if you're having trouble. I would love to know if there's anything I can do to help. I'll be happy to help you in the comments. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what you waiting on? What you waiting on? Subscribe to my channel, be a part of this community, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Remember, y'all, this is all a journey, but let's do it together. I'll see you next time, friend.